Man, like, I've been arguing this for months, and what I've been saying is, how on earth are 343 not calling Halo Infinite an open world game? You see, to me, big, expansive and explorable worlds are open world to me, and I think it goes a little bit deeper than that as well. I think part of it is, one, setting fan expectations, two, actually not changing what Halo's identity is supposed to be, and third, and most importantly, which I'm really going to dig into this video, is 343 almost being scared or fearful of calling it open world. And I don't mean that in a negative way, so let's do what we do best, and let's break it down.
Ultimate Halo.
Hey up lads and lasses, Fletch here from Ultimate Halo, and yes, we did it. We finally hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to do a special. The time will come and the giveaway for the Halo Infinite Cortana chips will come soon. I will put a post on YouTube and my Twitter for the announcement for that, so thank you. But my quest for world domination does not stop there. Subscribe if you're not already, and as well as that, if you want to join the Ultimate Halo Discord, feel free to do so. Link is in the description. I'm chatting there regularly, so I'd love to see you there. So really, I can't go into this video without at least explaining on a high level what the core of Halo is. Now, in its classic state, and that's important to say, the classic state, it's an expansive sandbox shooter. Now, this means that the levels are big in scale, and they can be approached in whatever instance you like, with some examples being the silent cartographer from Halo Combat Evolved. That has been said to be a big inspiration by 343 themselves for Halo Infinite. But that's exactly what 343 are focusing on: open areas, player freedom and player expression. And really, that's exactly what the silent cartographer is. Now, a lot of people think about the second mission in Halo, also called Halo, to be the big mission where the world really opened up to the player, and whilst it did from a visual perspective, it was lots of tunnels, lots of big corridors, but outside, telling you where to go, whereas the silent cartographer, it was, here's an island, go figure what you want to do out, because we're not telling you, we're giving you a rough idea of what the objective is, but you find your way there. So do you turn backwards to go the opposite direction? Do you go this way? Do you go that way? Really, that choice is up to you, and that's the beauty of that mission, and almost why so many people fell in love with the franchise in the first place. Now yes, of course, Halo became more linear as time went on, and Halo 5 added different routes to where you want to get to in terms of your objective, but let's be real, they didn't really push the boat out. They were just bending on the same path to the same area, and it wasn't the most interesting, and whilst the effort was appreciated, it's not really in line with Halo's roots. So Halo really needs to forge its identity again as a shooter from a campaign perspective. It was definitely losing what it was in the past, but this now links into the big point and the question of the day. Now 343, in my opinion, are probably scared to call this game an open world. Now, I don't mean that in a harsh way, and it actually comes from a very understandable place. So why on earth would 343 be scared or worried about it? Now, in the Zeta Halo Ask 343, when Troy Mashburn answered the question around will this game be open world, he made the clear distinction that you won't be crafting or anything like that. And whilst it's not part of every open world game these days, a lot of them have very similar elements to some degree. Now, this is where the issue then arises. If they did call this game open world, they're potentially leaving themselves open for players and reviewers to look upon the game negatively, having bare bones open world mechanics. Now, basically, what I'm saying by this is that the issue they have right now, you could easily compare this to Fallout, Assassin's Creed, Cyberpunk, Red Dead Redemption, etc. Because in all reality, if you did want to compare it to those types of games, is it in reality going to be as deep and rich in terms of what the mechanics are? Of course not. It's Halo, it's a sandbox shooter, that's what it is at its core, and I think 343 is definitely erring on the side of caution because they don't want the game to be panned in that sense, especially from a review perspective. This game needs to do well. So just imagine this, they came out of the gates swinging, saying this is a big open world game in the marketing, and people buy it on that pretense as an open world game because that genre is very popular, and then when it comes out and they're playing it, it's got half of the features fans would come to expect, and I don't think people would be best pleased. But however, do I still think this game is in some sense an open world game? Hell to the yes. It has a world map, it has upgrades, it has enemy and friendly outposts you look like you can go capture. It's huge, you can approach it from pretty much any angle you like, and who knows what else we've still yet to see. I think at its core, it's an open world game, but more in the sense that it's expansive and free, but less so in the sense that you can go craft and roleplay like many of its peers can. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective, but hell, I'm stupidly hyped at what this campaign has to offer, and whatever 343 want to call it, I know I'm going to have a blast. So don't be surprised if we see terminology along the lines of expansive sandbox shooter for this game's marketing. Of course it's going to be awesome, but let me know what your thoughts in the comment section down below. I kind of get it, but I also think they're missing the trick by not calling it open world, because I just know that people would be open to trying it out because people love an open world, but just be very clear with your messaging. But is that easy to do? Who knows? But once again, my name is Jack Fletcher. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on the one and the only Ultimate Halo.
Subscribe now to Ultimate Halo for more unfriggin' believable Halo content.